Welcome back to Redheaded Stepchild. We have today Josh Ocean Thomas.
That's
who
it.
Doesn't care about anything.
Who cares?
Yeah. Why care? Why waste your energy?
Well, about me, there's no point to care. I'm nothing really at the end of the day.
I don't mean about you. But you said in general, who cares about anything?
Who cares?
Yeah.
It really, because I don't know. I was on my way here. I borrowed a friend's car because my car is at the Jiffy Lube.
Okay. So it's negative 28 with the wind chill today, and you chose today to get an oil change.
Well,
your car broke down.
Well, the car has been asking for 4 months, and I
Oh.
said today is the day.
Okay.
Because I put it in my phone the day I got it, like the notification, and then today I got a.
So 4 months went by.
I got a calendar reminder.
Okay, and you got a calendar reminder today, and you said it's fucking negative 28.
And I
Let me
said-
go to Jiffy Lube.
Dude, I said, hey, there's not going to be a lot of people there.
Were you right?
Yeah, it was empty. I was the only one. There was like other people, but they left their cars and they didn't wait for them because the lobby is not heated.
Did they look surprised when you showed up
Well,
and stayed?
they seemed upset.
Yeah, I would be too. They're probably like, we're gonna go home soon.
Yeah.
And then you show up.
I said,
and
no. This is a Fiat.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
You got a Fiat?
I have a Fiat.
You got a Fiat?
It's a big one.
The Fiat 500?
X.
Oh,
500X,
damn.
yes.
That's cool.
It's very good.
I'm gonna take a look at it when we walk outside. What color is it?
It's silver.
Silver Fiat 500.
It's like the ladies actually like it.
It's very Euro of you.
It's very, yeah. Well, here's the thing. With the Fiat, it's when you hear Fiat, you hear small car.
Yeah, I think so.
You hear
like a Mini Cooper Fiat.
You hear the bug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a huge Fiat.
Do you?
It's an SUV.
Look, 2-door or 4-door?
4-door. It's a big car.
4-door Fiat.
So it's kind of nice because, you tell the ladies you have a Fiat, they're like, oh, he's got a small car.
Oh.
And then they see it and they go, holy shit.
So what you've done essentially
huge.
is you've lowered expectations.
Yes.
And then you bring them out to your Fiat X500 and they're like, in my head, it was this, and now it's this.
It's a big car.
Yeah.
And because I have a small penis, so sometimes you have to.
Are you doing the
opposite.
trick on me? Now you tell me you have a small penis, and later when I see it, I go, it's bigger than I expected.
It's bigger than you. It's mediocre. I have a normal penis.
Good
Sorry,
for you.
we probably shouldn't talk about my
No,
penis
it's
too much.
fine. I've often thought people
Your neighbor just killed himself, I think. That was
he heard you say that. This is actually Justin's apartment, but Justin's neighbor killed himself is what happened.
Well, Justin.
I've always thought people shouldn't brag about the size of their penis.
Yeah, you can't.
The cleanliness of it. How clean is your penis? Is what people
well,
should
I
talk
have a
about.
mask.
A mask.
Like I use a mask.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it's less of a mask. It's more of a soap.
When you say like a mask, you mean like a mask you put on your face?
Yes, not the
You put one
peel
on
off.
your penis?
Yes, but it's not the. It's like
Do you peel it off every day, or do you leave it on?
It is not a peel. It's not even like a mask. It's like a, it's a cleanup kit.
Oh, okay.
Like for the Manscape and soap and.
Oh, wow.
All that stuff.
You exfoliate the penis. That's crazy.
Trying to take.
Look
care
at
of
you,
it.
Josh Ocean
It's
Thomas.
important to be clean.
Yeah, that's what I said. People should go and talk about the cleanliness of it, right?
It's important.
Because even let's say you're just rocking a hammer down there, it comes out, it looks dirty.
No.
It's no good for anybody. You know what I mean?
Rocking a hammer.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, please.
Yeah. So, Josh, you grew up in San Diego.
I did. I grew up in San Diego.
And you moved here for college, what, like 4 years ago now?
4 years ago, 2019.
Okay.
I came here for college.
And you were like a beach kid in San Diego, yeah?
Beach boy. I was into everything. I'm a scuba diver. I'm a diver. I like to surf. I like to swim. I like to cliff jump. I love the ocean.
Yeah, I know you're crazy.
I'm a psychopath.
I learned about how crazy you were when, when was your first skydive?
My first skydive was July of 2022.
Okay. I learned how crazy you were when you were like, hey, I'm going skydiving. And I was like, that's dope. I have a lot of friends who've done that. And then I saw you like a month later and you're like, I've done 86 jumps.
Yes.
And I was like, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's a fun experience. It's fun. It's not really scary. It's not a scary
at this
thing.
point for you, but was it scary the first time?
The first time was genuinely the scariest moment I've ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. That or when I came out as a comedian to my mother. But those were two very scary things. The skydiving situation, though, is like that first jump is traumatic.
I'm sure
It's
it is.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the guy.
Well, that's the problem I have with skydiving is you don't know the guy that and you have to be strapped to somebody. They don't let you go solo.
You can't go solo. You have to
Yeah.
you have to do a tandem, and you're with a guy who was hired by another guy that you also don't know.
Right, and you're looking at him, you go, you skydive for a living. You're probably high right now. Did you pack your chute right? You know, there's so many questions.
You don't know, and these people are fucked up.
They're like you.
Yes, yeah. But these people do it every day of their life.
That's crazy.
That's a psychopath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they don't feel anything.
Okay.
There's no way they have an emotion.
So you've done how many jumps to date since July of 22? And it's January of 24.
I think about 115.
115's crazy. So are you just bored with life, or what is it? Are you trying to kill yourself?
No. It was a big fear of mine. It was a big scary fear of mine.
So you were afraid of
I was very scared of it. I had to be convinced.
Okay.
I had to be convinced, and then I did it. And as soon as you do it, it's kind of a state of like the most relaxed you've ever been in your life. Even my first jump, it's so scary until your feet leave the plane. And it really is the most genuinely, I mean, the most blissful experience of your life.
I think that might be unique to you.
No, dude. Have you done it?
No, but I've asked a lot of people you've gone with.
Yes.
So based on that, they don't like it as much as you. But they've all said they had fun.
It is
But you're
fun.
the only one I've known to do, what did you say, 115?
Yes.
Everybody else did I've talked to did one, maybe two.
Yeah.
But nobody did that.
Well, I got hooked on the feeling of nothingness. It's a feeling of nothing. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You're out and you're done. Whatever. There's nothing else to be done.
So the cocaine tolerance went up and you were like, what do I do now?
There's nothing to do once you leave the airplane except to fall. So
that relaxes you.
It is relaxing.
You don't like making decisions.
I hate a decision, first of
Okay.
all. But second of all, you're out of you know how nice it is to have zero control sometimes?
I've heard people talk like this before. I don't, but I just think we're different like that. Maybe
Yes.
I like to not make decisions.
Yes.
but I don't love to have. I don't think that I would find that relaxing. I guess is what I'm saying.
I think I have to take you skydiving.
Yeah, I want to go with you, but it's cold now. You can't go now, can you?
No, you would pass away. But
Really?
yeah, I think you would. Yeah, you would freeze to death.
Oh, okay.
It's probably negative 100 degrees up there.
Yeah,
It's negative 25 with the wind down here.
That's one thing that Stephanie said to me. She was surprised how cold her ears felt.
Yes. It was a warm day too. Stephanie went on a nice day.
Yeah.
Stephanie did not have a good time.
No, I told you I've talked to a variety of different people who you've gone with. Some liked it, some did not.
Stephanie did not like it. Stephanie her ears she did not equalize her ears on the way up. You know, like when you're in a plane, you do one of those.
Sure, or scuba diving,
Yes.
which you also do.
Which I also do. A lot more of that.
Scuba diving.
Yeah, I've done
We'll get to scuba in a second. But let's finish with the air, and then we'll get to the sea.
Stephanie did not equalize her ears, so I don't think she could hear anything for like a day.
Okay, so
Too
Stephanie,
bad I could hear everything. I had to hear her complain about it.
Stephanie, I heard it too. Yeah, Stephanie Robertson, if you're listening, you fucked up by not equalizing.
You didn't
the ear
equalize your
pressure.
ears.
Yeah.
No, but that was, I think, one of my favorite days skydiving I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because I took so many friends that day.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. You were up there with a bunch of people who I did not think would be up there.
Yes. I took Matthew Mitchell was there, but he went on a different day. And then I had comedian Chris Grieco, comedian Stephanie Robertson, comedian Zach Liss.
Is that part of their name?
Well, because I don't know who's going to, so I'm like, just so you guys know, these are funny people and you should check them out.
Everybody who he's going to name is a comedian.
Everyone I'm about to name is a comic. But I took all of them, and then Peyton Ruddy is my roommate.
Yes, I know that.
And comedian Peyton Ruddy.
Yeah.
And he sat in the front of the airplane.
That's Mr. Ruddy to you.
Mr. Ruddy, excuse me. He sat in the co-pilot seat with aviator glasses and was like watching us.
He didn't
jump
go,
up.
did he?
He could not jump.
Weight limit?
You said it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the weight limit?
The weight limit, I believe, is 250.
250? And then
Or 200, something like that.
200 can't be right. Matthew
Can't be right.
Mitchell's over 200.
Yeah.
And
Well, I really hope they don't watch this.
I mean, 200 is not bad. 200
No.
I mean,
No, that's a man size.
Yeah, 200 I think is probably like 180 to 200. Like if you think about it, if the weight limit's 200 and you're 180, that's making me nervous.
I would like to be 200 pounds.
Yeah. What are you at? Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
I love this. Women hate when I do this.
I'm gonna hate it too. I already can tell.
168.
You're so sweet. I really appreciate it.
Am I wrong?
You're way off.
Less?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a lengthy guy.
You're tall, which
I'm
is
tall.
why I thought. Yeah.
I'm tall.
155?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad.
154 and a half.
Dude, your joints are probably doing
They're
great.
good. I'm agile. I'm quick.
Yeah.
I'm quick. I played hockey as a kid and I was like the small runt on the team. So it's like I was fast.
Yeah.
I also had poles in my hand apparently when I was
Yeah,
ice
you did.
skating.
No, that's just you jerking
But
off two
this is
guys on
just
the side so they
like,
don't beat you up.
Let's
Yeah.
get this party started.
You could do me next, guys. I haven't taken the mask off my penis yet.
Please. No, I played hockey as a kid. So like the agility, small speed. I was all about speed. It was never about mass. But I would like to make the change to mass at some point.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people do that, and it's freakish. You know, you just gotta. I guess you just start eating protein. I don't know what you do. You watch more Joe Rogan podcasts.
Maybe, but you're like a wider set fella.
I've always been wide.
You're wide.
I've always been
because you're
wide.
not thick. You're not a fat guy.
Thick boy.
You're just a wide. Like you're like a man.
Yeah, thank you.
Like
That's
you
a
have-
nice way to think about it.
You're
Yeah.
a man. I have the body of a small woman.
I don't know.
If you put A cups on this body, I swear to God, I would have.
I mean, that's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
crazy.
think I could rock an A cup.
So Josh Ocean Thomas,
210.
You grew up. Who, me?
Yeah.
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 I think like 212, but yeah, pretty fucking close.
Thank you, everybody. I hope we save that.
But also that makes me nervous for skydiving. Is 250 the limit? I'm like, what if I ate a burger last night? Now I'm 215, and now we're getting closer.
We
That's
are
still
getting
kind of
closer.
far. But
Do you
it's
gain
like,
that much weight quickly? Like, can you gain weight like that?
if I eat something?
Yes.
I mean, so do you have a scale at your house?
It's a food. I use a food. That's light that I could use a food processing scale. I use a food scale.
do you have a scale that you could stand on?
At a friend's house, I frequent.
Well, so I guess what I'm saying is, I bet if you weighed yourself in the morning and at the end of the day, it'd be like a 3-pound difference for sure.
Oh, okay.
And then you wake back up in the morning,
It's gone.
take a big dump, it's all gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Never happened.
That's one of the most satisfying things for me. That's actually the reason I got the scale.
Yeah.
I step on it when I wake up, and then I go, ooh, I got a shit.
Yeah.
Take a shit, and I go, ooh, was that a 2-pounder? 1.5?
Yeah, 1 pound.
What was it?
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm impressed with myself. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
ooh,
that's-
3.5 pounds?
I've brought people in to see one before.
I have to, yeah.
Sometimes you have to.
And they're not happy to see it,
Never-
but you're
they're
like,
never happy.
you
But it's
look,
like, what am
and
I-
then you could bring me in later.
What am I gonna not show you?
Yeah.
I fucking made that.
You're at home, you just take a picture.
Yeah, I made that by doing nothing. I
ever
just sat here and made that.
Did you ever see the South Park where Randy takes a big shit and he like...
Yeah, he wins the
And he
trophy
said-
or
yeah.
something. Yeah. It's very funny.
Okay, so you grew up in San Diego.
Go to San Diego. More.
Are these things you're into San Diego things, or is your like family background to do crazy shit like
The
this?
tandem skydive started in San Diego. I did my first skydive in San Diego. It was the tandem, but I did all of my training in Chicago.
Well, I don't even mean skydiving. I just mean you mentioned scuba.
The scuba, yeah. All of that, most of my hobbies were San Diego. Like, this is what I want. I want to be an ocean guy. My whole kind
Is
of...
your middle name really Ocean, or
It
you
is.
just love the ocean?
No, that's my middle name.
For real?
That's my name.
Well, they kind of did that to you.
They
your
did.
parents, yeah.
But here's the thing. Also, with the hobbies, I have extreme hobbies. I'm aware.
Yeah.
I have so skydiving, scuba diving, cliff jumping, sea cave kayaking. I would say are my big ones.
Yeah, you're not crocheting or making vision boards at home.
Exactly. No shade to people that vision board.
Julia
But,
was on here last week. She told us all about her vision boards.
Good. Well, it's important to have.
It's just, I like the dichotomy of the difference between your hobbies and her hobbies and other people's hobbies. You by far are the most extreme hobbyist. I do have a friend who does a lot of meth, but
yeah, well,
we're edging
all do.
on that kind of a little bit. Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, you got to ride the edge there a little bit. I started my hobbies during like the COVID years because I didn't do any of that before COVID.
So you weren't a kid scubaing or doing
I was
that
not.
shit.
I did one scuba dive as a kid, but as a kid, I was just a beach kid. It was just like always at the beach,
surfing.
like playing in the waves, like swimming around. But all the extreme stuff,
Playing in the waves.
playing in the waves. I spearfish.
I can just imagine you, and they're like, "What's he doing?" Oh, that's Josh. He's just playing in the waves.
Plays in the waves. I walk around town. They go, "That's the guy that plays in the waves," and I go, "You guys, please." But COVID of 2019. Compared to the other one.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was a freshman in college. We all get sent home. and we thought it was just for 2 weeks. Went to San Diego.
Move this one over here because it blocks your face. And I think every time you touch it, your voice,
Oh, that's right. Change. I would like to touch the mic. I'm gonna keep
That's okay. I'm gonna give you this. You could touch this.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Do a little ASMR.
ASMR, yeah.
But oh my God. COVID 2019, I was at Columbia College, Chicago, and we got sent home for 2 weeks. And what we thought. That 2 weeks turned into about a year.
When that happened, you say we got sent home. Did you go to your dorm or did you go back to San Diego?
I went to Indiana.
Oh, really?
I went to Walkerton, Indiana. One of my best friends in college lived in Walkerton.
Oh, you went home with a friend.
Yeah,
okay.
so and it was only an hour and a half away, and I was like, I'll do that for the 2 weeks, just so I don't have to go. It's just 2 weeks. So I stayed there. The 2 weeks got pushed to a month. I was like, so I just stayed with him the whole time. I was like, I'll go back to school with you in a month, whatever. I'll have my Indiana life, and we did. And then that month expanded more, and then they're like, it's for the rest of the year. So until May, it was like March at the time. So I went back home to San Diego. Ended up staying there for a whole calendar year.
Wow. Okay. And that's when the hobbies picked up.
And that's like that summer is when I got my job at a kayak shop and started kayak tour guiding. I met my.
Well, that doesn't seem so extreme.
No, it was fun. But that's kind of what gave me the taste of like, ooh, I kind of like this active lifestyle that I picked up on, because it's like every day, like 9 to 5, I was kayaking 10 miles a day and, swimming and saving people from the ocean and people playing in the waves. And I was like, I used to do that.
It sounds like a slippery slope. It really sounds like a gateway drug.
Slope. Yeah, it was a gateway
drug. From kayaking to 115 skydives.
Yeah, totally.
That's I got to be careful every time I kayak.
It's the Adderall of activities. And then
and also the Adderall that you probably take.
Yes, exactly. But it started with just the kayaking stuff, and then you get all this thrill and all that, and then from kayaking the scuba came. Got certified in scuba diving, got a couple certifications, did that like every day, got my own gear, and then the free diving came in. Then I got big into spearfishing.
Pause. Okay, well, I want to hear the list. Well, give me the list first, and then I'm going to go back. I would say
it was that order, and then all the ocean stuff happened. And then
so we had kayaking, then we went to free diving,
scuba, then a little bit of free diving. I love spearfishing, so I got back into that.
Okay,
and then I went back on land and did a lot of camping as well.
And then you went camping, and then the tandem started, and then the jumping started.
There's a little bit of like a whole like relationship. I had a relationship too at the time.
Okay, when the relationship ended, you started skydiving?
Yeah, not because of that, but yeah, that's like all of the.
All right, man.
All of the the skydiving stuff came after that. But I met when I went back.
Had a bad breakup,
and I said I'm going to jump out of an airplane, and if I make it, I make it, and if I don't, it wasn't meant to be. But I did all that, and then when I went back home, like I said, I did all those activities, and then I also met a girl, and I was in a relationship, and that became kind of my relationship for a little more than a year.
Okay.
And then, so like COVID kind of totally altered my life.
So everybody else is staying inside, and you said, fuck it.
I said, fuck that.
I'm going inside and doing extreme sports.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I'm going outside.
Outside.
No, it's okay. It's all right. We make mistakes. But we went outside, and it was just, I was out in the ocean. I wasn't like I was fucking outside at restaurants all day. I was doing open air stuff.
I'm not shaming you.
No, well, I just wanted to make sure for the people because you almost ruined me.
Yeah.
But it was
avid COVID denier Josh Ocean Thomas was outside.
It didn't happen. But I touched the mic again. I'll never do that again. But the COVID years totally changed like my whole vibe.
Okay, so let's talk scuba for a second.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, we're going to digress, and we're going to go back a little bit further.
Okay.
And then we're going to go scuba, free diving, spearfishing.
Okay.
And then we'll touch on some others too.
Okay.
Camping as well.
Okay.
But let's go back a little bit further. So you've always grown up in San Diego?
Always grew up in San Diego.
Where in San Diego?
La Jolla, California.
I was in La Jolla in October. I loved it.
Where did you go? What did you do?
I went to do the American Comedy Co.
Okay.
Or American what?
Yeah, American Comedy Co. Yes.
The one with the giant eagle behind you on stage.
Absolutely.
Great club,
fun.
But that eagle is insane.
That eagle is intense.
So if you don't know, it's what it is it's a regular club, holds maybe 200 people. Stage is great. People are great. Everything's great. But there is a giant, maybe 6 foot tall golden eagle statue directly in the middle of the stage behind you, as if to say, where is this? The audience is going, where am I again?
Yeah,
oh, the Eagle, American Comedy Co.
It's very America there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do a lot of Arab material. And halfway through my set, after talking about being an Arab, I like to turn around to the Eagle and go,
So I was there, and then I had lunch with Mike Vinn. We actually talked about you, the guy who runs the Comedy Store La Jolla.
Yes, I like Mike Vinn a lot.
Mike's a great guy. Yeah, we were talking about you a little bit. He had nice things to say.
Okay.
And so I was down there
Go ahead and quote him. I'm just kidding.
a quick weekend. I didn't get to see as much as I did, but La Jolla was beautiful.
That's fun.
Okay, so you said you're Arab.
I am.
What you're Tunisian?
I am Tunisian.
Tunisian. Is your father Tunisian? Your mother Tunisian?
My father couldn't be less Tunisian.
What is your father? Just white guy?
He's just a white guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a white guy. Welsh Irish, I believe.
Welsh Irish. Okay.
Irish. But that's like generation.
One of the good whites.
One of the good whites. He is a California surfer boy, San Diego, born and raised.
Nice.
My mom is a Tunisian person.
Okay. Is your mom from Tunisia?
She is born and raised in Tunisia.
Do you and one of the things I like to do is I like to talk about people's backgrounds and culture and stuff.
I love it.
So
let's dig in.
Did you feel growing up, like, I'm sure your mom like ran a very Tunisian household for the most part. I know you're in America, but like she's from there.
Very Tunisian.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very Tunisian.
Did you feel like your house was different than the other like kids? Were you like the food was different? Like
yes, everything was different. I grew up very kind of like everyone in my neighborhood was raised by a kind of. I was definitely a little bit of like my family dynamic was an outcast a little bit compared to everyone else. Okay. Everyone else is kind of like very California. Most people in La Jolla that I knew, like their parents also grew up in La Jolla.
Of course,
very like traditional American families. Yes. And then my parents were divorced. So I got a little bit of that too, because when I would meet my dad,
good for you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
How old were you when you first got divorced?
I was 1. I think I did it.
Ooh, me too. Really? I did it too, for sure. You don't come into this world and then a year later, they're like, boom, if it's not your
20
fault.
yeas I ruined by just showing up. I couldn't even
20 years?
I think so.
They were together 20 years before you were born?
It could have been 8, but I'm positive. It's one of those two. Those are the two numbers in my head right now.
We don't have to get into it.
20.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll call her later. But parents are divorced, so like when I was at my dad, it was like, okay, this is like my dad is from San Diego. I'm living like like everyone else. And then it's like I would go down to my mom's house. They lived a block away from each other.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a nice co-parenting situation.
Yeah.
Were they friendly, amicable, or was it like weird passive aggressive shit all the time?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
I know about it.
Sometimes it'd be nice. Like we went on like a few vacations all together.
Post-divorce?
Post-divorce.
That's insanity.
We all went to Hawaii together.
That's insanity.
My mom and dad.
Did they bring their girlfriend or boyfriend? Oh, that would have been
It was my mom, dad, and my sister, and I, and a cousin.
Okay.
We all traveled together.
Okay.
Should not happen again. But it was very fun.
Has it happened since?
No.
Okay.
But we've done 2 vacations together. We also did a summer cabin trip in Mammoth, California. We went up and rented a cabin.
So not only did you go to Hawaii, you all said, let's be in a very enclosed space together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that one was like a huge trip. Like we had 3 cousins there. We had like my sister, her boyfriend.
So there were other people.
There was other people there. It was a big trip.
Diffuse the energy.
Yeah, but the energy was tense. But it was tense. But so it's like I had my dad's life and then a completely different life with my mom.
Okay.
My dad was like the less strict guy, kind of like he was like the fun, kind of like taught me how to do like all the diving stuff, all the ocean stuff. Yeah. Like my dad's a surfer,
Touch
snowboarder.
You how to fuck, put the mask on your penis, keep it clean.
Exactly. Yeah. So my dad like taught me all like the fun stuff, and then my mom is kind of like the work ethic. My mom runs a business, works 7 days a week. 8 hours a day by herself, no employees really. She's like 1 employee at a time.
Interesting, it didn't work out.
Yes, right. So it's like
they seem so similar.
Yeah, so similar. But so they had 2 very different lives. So it's like I would go down to my mom, and it was like, okay, she's like, forget all that white American shit. You're in Africa now.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sure. And
so very strict at your mom's. It was like pretty laid back at your dad's.
Exactly. And like my mom, it would be traditional cooking, traditional like hitting and like all that. Like my mom was like this. Like my mom was the spanker.
That's my next question. Like, okay, so like the hitting.
Yes.
Was it like a sandal? Would you just throw anything she could at you?
A lot of the times it was like one of these like situations.
Looking around for something to grab.
Like whatever
it
is. Like just like it's time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You better run because as soon as I find something.
And I never ran.
Okay. Oh, you didn't?
No, it's like resisting arrest. It's like it's only going to make it worse.
Okay. Oh,
so
really?
Sometimes I would see her looking for a weapon and I would just go, okay.
Yeah.
And then you know like how like people when they see a bear,
you
see those videos of hikers, they're like, hey bear, they try to calm you down. That's what I try to do with the mom.
Yeah.
If she gets very angry, I'm like, I'm your son. It's Josh. I go, you love me. You and I love each other. There's no reason. Put the spatula down. We don't need to use it. That's an iPad. Do not throw the iPad. I love you.
You're going to regret that.
You're going to regret this.
Apple Care still $99.
I will walk to dad's if you throw something at me.
Was that a big move? You get angry and walk to dad's?
All the time.
That must have been hard for her because now you're a block away. You could just be like, I'm going to dad's.
Well, I did it with dad's too.
Huh?
Anytime there was... I would move. I was like a businessman. I'd be like, okay, how about this? You do this, I'm gone. I'm 8 years old. I'm going to pack my bag and I'm gone.
I'm going to take my hobo sack and we're going to dad's.
I literally I called it my divorce bag. It was my bag for going in between mom and dad's. It had my like charger, my book,
The essentials.
My book. Come on.
Come on.
I didn't read a book.
Yeah.
But like I had all my essentials and I would like, okay. It was like this big, and it was like, I think it was a toiletry bag.
Yeah.
And I would like pack it. I'd be like, I'm going to dad's. Or I'm going to mom's. They'd be like, no. I'd be like, all right, then let's negotiate here.
Very manipulative. Okay.
It was good. I was a business kid.
So I understand the hitting a little bit, and talk to me about the food now.
The food, yeah. So
hang on. Before we do that, would your dad ever have a method of hitting you, or was it you could do whatever there?
I remember. I think I got spanked by my dad one time.
Okay.
One time.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, oh, I'm too quick. I'm too, you can't hit me. I was like, you can't. And he was pissed. I was like taunting him.
And then you woke up on the floor 4 hours later.
Yes. And then I woke up in a pile of blood. And then he was like, say it one more time. And I was like, you couldn't hit me if you wanted to. And he grabbed me by the ankle, flipped me upside down and held me like a bat and just just one on the butt.
Wow.
And I went, I will never mess with my father again because his hands covered the entire surface area.
Because you were a child.
I was a child and he was a man and he had a man hand.
Yeah.
So that was like the one, it was like a good, it was like, I walked away from that and I was like, okay, I see where I went wrong.
Yeah.
And I will no longer do that.
I think that's a good move as a dad. You get one in, like a good one when they're young.
Yeah.
And then they'll always fear you. It's like when they raise the lion cubs.
Yeah.
And they just they fucking smack the shit out of them or something. And the lion gets bigger and they're like, I don't understand that I can maul this man now.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I'm like, okay, I felt my father's power.
Yeah.
Because the dad's strength is real.
Yeah. Oh, dad's strength is crazy.
Yes. My mom, though, she's not from this because she was raised completely differently.
Yeah.
So it's like little shorter fuse, like.
Yeah.
Like she has her particular likes. She has the things she likes. She has the things she doesn't like. I have two different moms. I really do. I have my mother and then I have my mom.
Okay.
My mother's scary. My mom is the sweetest woman you've ever met in your life.
But when the mother comes out, you're like, this woman's all business.
Yeah. And she doesn't care if there's friends over.
Yeah.
She never did.
I love that. It doesn't, I mean, in public, I assume the supermarket.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can recall so many times of like, my mother being so upset with me, and I like have like my best friend, like my friends over. I'm like, you guys should come to my house and meet my mom. And I walk in, and she's like, everybody sit down. And then she'll scold me, and it's like wild. And I'm like, Mom, these people will talk about this at school.
We're all going back to school tomorrow.
I was like, you can't do this. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. And she'll like, oh yeah. And then she'll get mad at my friends too. She would like yell at my friends just for being there.
That's amazing. Like, yeah, you're in my house right now.
Yeah. So everyone
I'm trying to discipline my son.
Yes. Everybody was it was great because it's like everyone was on their best behavior in front of my mother.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the food.
The food, my mom's Tunisian, so it's traditional food. A lot of lamb. A lot of lamb as a kid. A lot of lamb. That's like probably the most, like protein-wise, it's probably The biggest source of protein in my mom's house is lamb.
Lamb?
It's always lamb.
Okay. We talking lamb rice, lamb.
She just like lamb chops. Like
lamb chops.
She'll bring out the ribs.
Okay.
And it's over like couscous.
Oh, I love
harissa
some
sauce,
couscous.
and Tunisian spice. You know, a little bit
Love
of
harissa.
oil,
Okay.
You got a little garlic. You know.
Ooh, nice.
It's good. It's really good. And broccoli. A lot of
broccoli, lamb, couscous.
My mother, the portions at my mother's house were always small.
Oh, okay.
Very, very tiny portions.
Okay.
My father, big, he's a big man. He wants me to grow. He grilled chicken. Bam, chicken breast.
Yeah.
Bam, fish.
Yep.
It was always big. My dad's a great cook.
Yeah.
The grill was great. My mom, it's like, she would bring out like couscous.
Uh-huh.
It was like a ration. Like, Mom, this is a ration. Well, she grew up in Africa, so it's like I understand. But she's like, Mother, this is a ration. She goes, no, it's couscous. I'm like, this is just the couscous.
We need the second one.
Where is the other half of this couscous that you're talking about? This is not couscous. So it's always small portions. So it's like we'd each get an asparagus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like, I'd be like, Mom, can I have another asparagus? She'd be like,
Be a big deal.
Yeah, it would be like, then we'd eat. But then I had to have like 4 dinners.
Okay.
I would tell my mom.
Was it a thing she knew? It was like, no, Josh, this is just dinner one. You're going to eat later.
Well, no, she didn't cook a big, she's a smaller woman.
Yeah.
So she like kind of cooked for her size.
Yeah.
She didn't realize that she was trying to raise a man.
Yeah.
She missed that window. But my mother, what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Portions, yeah. So she would bring all these. I would have to invite. I would tell my mom hey, I have 3 friends coming over for dinner tonight, and then she would cook 3 plates, and then as dinner was sat, I would go, they canceled. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
And that was how I would get my full size.
So every once in a while, you'd have to pull some trick
like,
to get
hey,
a real meal.
I'd be like, my best friend, her name is Gigi. I'd be like, hey, Gigi's coming over for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
And I think my buddy Briley's gonna come too.
Yeah.
So then she would make
Riley is the most San Diego name.
Yeah, it's true.
I've ever heard.
Shout out Briley.
Bryley.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Riley and Brian.
Riley with a B.
Riley with a B.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
go
cool.
on.
He
surfs all the time, doesn't he?
He's an Asian folk.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
Okay.
I actually don't know what he is. I think he's. I call him Filipino, but I think I've been wrong.
But yeah.
I think I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I call him my favorite Filipino friend.
Well, Briley probably loves that.
Yeah, well, sure. He loves everything. He's a good guy. But he, I would invite fake people over for dinner.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was my scam.
So the cooking at your mom's really good. A lot of lamb, couscous, harissa spice, all that good shit. Did you guys have would your mom ever cook big meals when the whole family came over? Or did you guys ever go out to eat?
The whole family,
very much we don't go to restaurants, I cook.
There was no whole family.
Okay.
Yeah. The family's very small.
Okay.
My sister I guess when my sister's in town, we have an extra member. My sister lives in New York. So the whole family is me and my mom.
Is she an only child?
No.
Oh, okay.
But all of our family lives in Tunisia.
Oh, so they still chilling in North Africa.
Yeah.
Did you ever go visit them?
Yes. My cousins, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, they all live in Tunisia.
So the whole family thing happens when you guys go to Tunisia.
Go to Tunisia. That's when I get to be with my mom's whole family. She doesn't have any family in America.
Okay. So you go to Tunisia. Tell me about Tunisia. Would you go there as a kid? Or mostly as an adult?
A kid, and I want to kind of get better. So going there as an adult, my grandmother's getting old, and there's just a lot that I feel like it's a big part of me that I feel like I'm connected to in a way because it's I talk about it a lot in my act. It's like being an Arab person, being Tunisian. So I love it, and I learned to embrace it a lot in the last 4 years or so because I got more in tune with them, talked to them more, and I was like, oh, this is who I am.
You're also an adult now, so you look at it differently.
Look at it
this
totally,
is just the food I eat.
As a kid, I was like, don't tell anybody. Keep it DL. But yeah, as a kid now, I'm I'm more I'm more embraceful of it. So I want to spend more time this year, next year, going out and seeing and spending time there.
When you go, would you go for an extended period of time?
Yeah,
it's a long flight.
I think that's a 3-week trip. For me, any flight that's over 8 hours and above, you got to do at least 2 weeks.
100%, because you lose 2 days flying each
2
way
days,
already.
you're spending all the money. It's like, don't go for a week. I've had people that's like, I'm going to Tunisia for like 5 days. I'm like, what are you talking about? Also, I've had no one ever tell me they're going to Tunisia for 5 days. I just want to let you know that was an example.
Sure. Like I have people who tell me that too. They're like, oh, we're going to Spain for a weekend. And you're like, why?
Yeah, why are we doing that?
Yeah. Oh, so when you would go to Tunisia, is it like reminiscent of like how your mom cooks? Like similar stuff?
Totally.
So your mom just took that, like what she knows, brought it here, and then she's like, we're having lamb and couscous tonight.
Well, as a kid, my mom has a very thick accent, and my mom isn't like a Americanized or like whitewashed African person.
Okay.
She is.
No, I get
Tunisian.
it. Yeah.
Like she's super Tunisian.
For sure.
Thick accent. Speaks,
How old was she when she came here?
I think either late 20s or early 30s.
Okay, so
I would say late
she
20s.
was an adult.
She was a model.
Okay. Oh wow.
She was a model. She moved to Paris.
So what you're saying, she wasn't an adult at the time, but she was a model.
Yes, she
a
was,
model, not yet.
Well,
an
she
adult.
was an adult. She was an adult, but that's what made her move. Is she moved to Paris, started modeling, went to Milan. My dad was also a model. That's how they met.
Damn.
Yes, I have
Got some
good-looking
good
parents.
genes, bro.
It skips a generation, but they're absolutely great. My mom and dad met that way, but my mom came to this country and opened her business. But she,
So hang on, your parents met modeling in Milan?
oh yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
And did your mom come to San Diego because of your dad or for modeling work?
That's a crazy story, actually. I don't know. Let's see. Where was I? I want to finish the.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, because that's a whole. I'll tell you, it's a crazy story.
Yeah, I love a crazy
that
story.
Also, that's like a movie I should write.
Yeah, you should.
But my mom. So it's like my whole life. I was like, God, my mom's kind of different.
Yeah.
It's like my mom's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's like she sounds weird. She cooks weird.
Sure.
She prays weird. I was like, she's Muslim. And I was like, what? I was like, why is my mom so different than all these other like white moms who like put yoga pants on and, don't really do yoga. It's like, it's like,
where's our Range Rover?
It's like, I was like, Mom, what's going? My mom doesn't drive. My mom's never driven a car.
I love that.
She's 63.
No driver's license either, right?
No driver's license.
Amazing.
63 years old. Never had a license.
Well, she doesn't have to.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
but
she's a model.
She's a model.
When she becomes an adult, she'll get the driver's license.
Yes, as soon as she gets as soon as she turns 95, we'll get it. But yeah, so my mom, I was like, why? My mom's such a different outcast mom. And then I went to Tunisia for the first time, and I went, good God, they're everywhere. I was like, good God, Jesus.
Did you find it overwhelming? You were like, more my moms?
I was like, oh my God, she comes from a real place. Yeah. And because as a kid, I was like, people not from this country were made in the lab. And then I went to a different country the first time, and I went, oh my God. People do it differently?
Was Tunisia the first other country you visited outside the U.S.? And I don't mean like maybe if you went to like vacation in like Mexico. I know you're in San Diego.
Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah,
Mexico. That's a walk. I'm trying to think. That's a good question. I think so, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Tunisia was probably the first place I went outside of the U.S. other than Mexico, because Mexico is right.
I know Tijuana's a drive for you guys.
Like, literally, like it's a 40-minute walk.
Did you ever go down to the Baja?
Down to the Baja. Yeah, my dad and I we spent some time down in Baja as a kid. A lot of good surfing and fish and all that. But so yeah, that was crazy. My first time going to Tunisia, and seeing that like my mom.
In her element.
That's the way of putting it. It was like seeing my mom like spit in Arabic and like, because like my mom's, like I said, she speaks 7 languages, but like I don't get to hear the Arabic as much other than when she's mad at me or on the phone.
Do you speak or just understand?
I understand only her when she's pissed.
Oh, okay.
That's the only Arabic I understand.
Interesting.
Is if my mother is mad at me.
That's like when I'm yelling at my dog or something.
Yes, and they know that
nobody knows to go lay down over there.
Yeah, like I understand that this means go lay down, and I go, got it, understood, mama. But yeah, so hearing my mom like just like spit in Arabic and like people knowing her like in local businesses being like, Jalila, I'm like, holy shit, people like you here? This is crazy.
Well, it's got to be weird to see like you're in La Jolla, which I'm assuming is like 98% just like white American.
Just white
I
American
drove through
guys.
it, and then you have this.
It's an
Tunisian
alarmingly
mom.
white part of town.
Yeah.
I know a black guy.
Yeah, you're Tunisian. You have the Tunisian mom, and you're like, we're different. I don't know why. And then you go to Tunisia, and then everybody's
Is the same.
fucking Tunisian over
And
there.
I'm just like, holy cow, this is why. So it was weird.
I know
And then
one black guy.
also, and then well, I do. I'm actually the darkest guy on my street, but it's cool. I mean, it's nice. They treat
Do
me
they think you're black?
They think anyone who isn't you is a black guy.
No, I get it.
Yes.
They don't. What did you get growing up? Like Mexican a lot? Did they think you were Mexican?
I got a lot. I'm really ambiguous. Like people think I'm either Mexican, Italian, Greek. I get all the time.
Okay.
Or I get
Probably Middle Eastern too. Or
Yeah, I
North
get Middle
African.
Eastern. Yeah.
The
curly hair or whatever. But
Italian I could see too.
like I can play
Were
anything.
you conceived in Milan? Because that would make sense.
No, I was conceived in San
Oh
Diego.
damn. Okay.
Yeah. I asked them for the story. But
There was an Al Green record on.
Yes.
There was some red wine, a shag carpet, a fireplace.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. There was another guy. Yeah.
Some lamb. We're not sure who your
Yeah,
father is.
There was a third dude. Don't know which one it was.
It was an MMF threesome.
Yes. It was another guy. He looks just like me, but I've never met him. But my mom. It was also cool to see my mom with her mom.
Okay, because your Tunisian family has never come to San Diego.
No, they have.
Oh, they have. I mean, before that, I guess.
Before my first time in Tunisia, they hadn't. But
So that was the first time meeting your grandma.
yes.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was my first
And
time.
how
meeting
old were
her.
you?
I think I was like 8 or 9.
Okay, so you're 8 or 9, and
7,
you're meeting
8.
your grandma for the first time. Your mom's mom.
And I'm like, holy shit, you are old. I was like, you're the oldest person I know.
Crazy.
And then she doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
So
she didn't understand you.
I have
when you
spent,
said that.
So my grandmother came to America and spent 4 years in America when I was 17 years old.
Oh, so she lived here with you guys.
Just for a little bit, because it was like we
4
want
years
her
is
to
not
like
a little bit.
Well, yeah, well, I guess relative to her 120 years on the planet,
Sure.
it is. But when she came, it was like we wanted her to see my mom's life.
Yeah,
Because she'd
for
never
sure.
been to the U.S.
Your mom made a success out of herself. She wants her mom to see
And
it.
she's
She
like,
doesn't
yeah, because my
know.
mom
Yeah.
grew up in a house in a 1-bedroom with 3 sisters,
Yeah.
a dad, a mom in Tunisia. My mom worked a bakery on the streets of Tunisia with my dad. And my grandmother, in Tunisia back then, women didn't go to school or
Yeah.
work. So my grandma can't read or write.
The good old days.
Good old days. But my grandma doesn't read, she doesn't write, she doesn't so she's very she's a mom. She
Yeah.
spent her whole life being a mom.
That's what she
So
knows.
that's
That's
what she knows.
does,
That's
yeah.
what she knows. She's like a nurturer.
Yeah.
And she's the sweetest woman ever. And I have spent every day with her for 4 years, and we have never had a conversation.
You're kidding.
Because she doesn't speak English, and I don't speak Arabic. But it's like I'll just be like, go lay down. So
Yeah.
she knows my hand signals, and
She knows when you're hungry.
and
She knows-
I'll go, "Oi," and then she'll feed me.
Josh is coming right now.
Yes,
Get the
exactly.
rag.
Yeah, exactly. But my grandmother, it was great. But I got a bond with her, I think, on a deeper level because it was nonverbal. Does that make sense?
That's very interesting. Have you ever
Sorry.
No, go on.
I was like, you spend so much time with 4 years with somebody and you can never have a coherent conversation with them. You get to know them on a deeper level.
Yeah, but there's a lot of love there because it's your grandma.
Because
so
it was a
it's
lot
not
of
just a
affection. It was
random-
a lot of I would take we would take naps on the couch that we'd fall asleep watching TV or I would watch Arabic TV with her and pretend I was enjoying myself and she would.
And she'd probably pretend she enjoyed stuff that you were doing. That she's like,
Exactly.
"What the hell what is Friends?
What
is
is
happening?"
Friends? What's
Yeah.
going on here? But so that was interesting. I was I spent all this time. We would go on walks together. We'd go to lunch together, and it would just be like
Okay, you go to lunch together with your grandma,
Yeah.
right? In here or in Tunisia? Or
in
both?
America.
Okay,
I
so
took
you're
her
at
to
lunch together.
before.
How do you know what she wants to eat?
I don't.
You go, she'll have.
I go, you're not
the
from
lamb
this
burger.
country. You're gonna get what you get, and you're not gonna throw a fit.
Chicken tenders and fries.
Chicken tenders, fries.
Couple aiolis.
All the pork, please. No, no pork. But yeah, so it was we'd go have lunch, and I would just double whatever I got, and I would give it to her. She's a huge woman, and it was just very wholesome because it was all we would do, but we would make each other laugh a lot.
Interesting.
Because I would try to mock her voice, and I did mock her little antics and all that. And she thought it was
that's funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Or
That's so interesting. That is like a universal thing you could do.
yes.
Make fun of people is a universal
Yeah, so we would just,
language.
I would
Yeah.
make fun of her in a way that was like loving, and we would laugh about it. And like, she would do the same, but it's like we never talk. And then my mom, my mom was in this, she would translate everything I'm saying to her.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was so interesting.
Have you ever been like pushed towards like learning Arabic to have
I'm
conversations
trying.
with them?
I would really like to learn Arabic and French. Those
Okay.
are like, an Italian. Those
Do
are like
they
three
speak French? Your mom does.
My
I
mom
know.
speaks French, Arabic, Italian, Portuguese, English, Spanish, and one more that I can't remember.
Was that from growing up in Tunisia or from modeling?
Tunisia.
Because I imagine there's like a big group
You get
of
French and English in
Yeah.
Tunisia. I mean, French and Arabic in Tunisia. And then Paris, the French became, sharp. And then when she moved to Milan, she picked up the Italian. Italian is a lot like Spanish. So that wasn't easy for her. And then the Portuguese was from traveling to Brazil a lot, 'cause a lot of fashion. And then the English she learned in America when she moved here.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do two things.
Okay.
I want to come back to the extreme sports.
Yes.
And then we'll finish it off. You have to tell me the story of how your parents met.
Oh, yes. Can't wait.
So okay, scuba, I get. You were kayaking, you got into scuba. I get the appeal of scuba. Let me swim underwater with the fish and breathe for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me do that. I get that.
Yeah.
Free diving.
Yeah.
Talk to me about free diving.
Sorry.
Move it to the side.
Oh, yes. The side. That's
Yes.
right. Perfect. This is good.
Yeah.
I don't pod as much as I'd like to, so this is out of my environment. The scuba diving, or the free diving.
Free diving. So free diving is you go down real deep and hold your breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no air.
Yeah.
No air for you. My father is a great diver. My dad. Free diver. He'll on a daily, normally like at least like in the last few months, he's been going every day. He'll go grocery shopping in the ocean. Like he'll be like, tonight I want scallops.
And he'd go pick them up, or he'd go spearfishing or something.
Yeah,
and
he
get
would
it?
go dive. Well, scallops are like
I know they just sit there.
yeah,
You
they
grab
just
them, yeah.
they swim away. I don't know if you've ever seen a
I've
video of
never seen that.
A fucking scallop. They open and close all the way and can swim like
That's
that.
crazy.
It's weird.
I imagine it more
They
like an
like-
oyster, like just sitting there.
Yeah, no, the oysters just sit there, but the fucking scallops
That's nuts.
they vanish. That was pretty good.
If you've ever seen a real scallop, that was a fantastic
I nailed
impression. Yeah.
But so that was wild. So my dad will go. He'll just like pick up scallops. He'll get oysters. He'll go fishing, spearfishing, whatever he needs. He'll go get. He normally eats from the land most of the time. So that kind of like I would always see that as a kid, and I was like, whoa, that is so badass. And then at 15, he got me my first, or 15, 14, I think, something like that. He got me my first spear.
Okay.
Younger. I think it was actually 12 or 13. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But he got me my first spear and taught me how to spear fish.
Cool. Was it one of the guns or one of those handheld ones?
A Hawaiian sling.
Yeah.
So it's a pole with 3 prongs at the end and a rubber band.
I've used it before. It's cool.
Yeah, they're cool. You take the rubber band right there, you like stretch
jam it up, and then you let go. Yeah.
Let go. And so he taught me how to do that. And so I would go with my friends and I would snorkel, and you load it up and you miss 100 times. And then you finally, I think I remember my first good fish. I remember I was sitting there and the fish kind of came up, and they're called corbina, and they're sand bass kind of looking fish. They're not this big. They're great. They are in like the surf. So it's like 5 feet of water.
Okay.
I just got in the water. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the one. My dad's sitting on the beach waiting for me, just like watching me so I don't get sucked out or anything. Put my goggles on, I'm snorkeling. As soon as I look down, I see this fish.
The fish suck you out too?
Like it sucked like the currents.
Okay.
The currents, he's making sure I was okay. And I remember, like, you see the fish, it's just sitting there, and I was like, oh, fuck, this is the one. I was like, in my head, I was like, I gotta whisper, but I was like, I'm underwater.
Yeah.
And then so I lined it up, and then and it like right in the head too. So the thing just died right away.
Great.
No fight or anything.
So it didn't swim away.
Sometimes you'll hit him in the middle, and then it's like only like one of the 3 prongs is in it.
Yeah.
So another thing is just stabbed into the sand, and it's like, what the fuck?
That's what happened. I went for the first time in Mexico a couple weeks ago. I've always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And I hit the fish, and then it like you swim with it for like a minute.
It'll take you if it's big enough.
Yeah.
But what I did is, some was shallow. I shot it into the sand. It sits on the sand. Shot it into the sand.
Okay.
So now I'm like it's pinned down basically. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down because I didn't get all 3 prongs in. I'm gonna go down.
Oh, so you actually let go of it. You weren't
I
even
let go of it
holding
completely.
anymore.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I could see it's like I was like, okay, I can get there. So I just kind of do that. I like bury it down a little bit, and then I swim to the bottom, and like I put my hand between the fish and the end of the prong, and I just came out of the water with like this like fish. And I was
Yeah.
like, got my first fucking fish down. My dad's like, yeah. And then after that, I was like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Went deeper and started getting bigger fish, and then I got my first gun, and then the gun is like, okay, now I can do
Serious
yeah. Fish, and it was really cool. And then I would like, it was really cool. I remember like, I'd be like 15 years old. I'd be coming out of the water with like a gun and a wetsuit, and there'd be ladies like, "What's that?" I'm like, "I caught that. She's a fish." Oh. I didn't talk like that. And then I'd be like, "Yeah, come check it out, ladies. Come check it out." And I was like, "This is how I will succeed in life."
And so you fell in love with spearfishing.
Yeah.
I get the appeal. It's fun.
It is fun, but freediving is kind of scary, man.
How
Because
deep do you go? And how long can you hold your breath?
I can hold my breath in the ocean for just about 2 minutes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
My dad can hold his breath for 4.5 if he's like.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I
think he's done up to 5.
The one thing I noticed that shocked me, just because it was the first time I had done it,
Yeah.
was the first time I went down with the spear, I might have been down there for 45 seconds, and then I went back up, but you're just treading water the whole time.
Yeah.
By like the 7th or 8th time, I don't think I could hold my breath for 10 seconds just
Yeah,
because you're
it's
so out of
exhausting.
water. You're taking in water, you're throwing up, and you're
And
just...
also, you get like a full atmosphere of pressure after 15 feet.
Oh, it hurts.
So it hurts. So you're like swimming down. You have to like equalize. So like you're doing this while also trying to swim, but you also have a spear in your hand.
Yeah.
But like for me, the reason why I can hold my breath so long is like, I think it's because I have ADHD, honestly. Is because I would see the fish and then my brain would like be like, zoom, fish, forget that breathing is important too. So it's like I would forget to need to breathe. I'm like, I don't need to breathe.
And you attribute this to ADHD?
I think so, because it's like ADHD is like you get so hyper fixated on stuff. So it's like I would hyper focus on like a fish.
I'm starting to understand your appeal of not wanting to make decisions and the relaxation of jumping out of the plane for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's like, because it's like you focus so much on this one thing that you forget about this thing. That's how my life works. It's like, I'll do this. I'm like, oh shit, I have all this to do too.
Yeah.
So I'm like
when you're jumping out of that plane, you're not worried about your taxes.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't. So it's like, I wasn't worried about anything else except the fish.
Okay.
And like, that's how like my day-to-day life is. It's like, I'll do this. I'm like, oh shit, I have a meeting.
Yeah.
I forgot about that meeting. I need to go up and breathe.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. I was like, this is kind of interesting. And you feel very, other than scuba diving, you feel very one with the ocean when you free dive.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Because you're just existing like a fish would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's also scary. I don't like treading water. Treading water kind of freaks me out a little bit.
It's hard. Like if you do it for an hour, it's exhausting.
For me, it's less the physical element. It's more the unknown element. I like seeing what's down below me.
Oh, because you're above. You look like a wounded whatever, and you don't know if a shark's gonna come up and get you.
Because I also live in shark waters.
Yeah, well,
so it's
San Diego is pretty sharky.
Very sharky, and like so we have great whites and stuff.
Yeah,
and I've seen them. And
do you see them a lot when you scuba or spearfish? They just leave you alone.
I've seen 3 times.
Okay. Out of how many? Give me like a rough number. Out of
1,000? Out of like hundreds. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I've seen 3 great whites. One was.
Are we talking sharks or just great whites?
This is great whites. I've seen sharks almost every dive. You see a
crazy.
shark.
Is it scary every time, or just the great whites are scary?
Even the great whites weren't really scary, because it's the same thing as that scuba diving, that skydiving logic. What am I gonna fucking do?
Yeah, but you also don't have to be there.
You don't have to be there. You don't have to jump out of the plane.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, there's no point to. Bill Burr's got that great quote when he's like, you're going to be fine. Even if you're not going to be fine, isn't it better to just think
for sure.
that you're going to be fine and worry about that when it happens? I'll worry about that when my body is in his jaws.
I mean, we could attribute that to so many things.
It's true.
But you could tell yourself you're going to be fine and then wake up with type 2 diabetes.
The lack of having any control is relaxing for me.
I'm beginning to understand the appeal for you.
Yeah.
And the way you said it attributes back to the ADHD.
Yeah.
So many things are firing all the time that you're just like, it's quiet now because there's nothing to think about.
Totally. Yeah. It's like, because I love producing comedy and I love producing shows and I like having control and like being able to like produce stuff and like run stuff and know everything that's going on, that sometimes for me it gets super overwhelming.
You just gotta jump out of a plane.
So it's like sometimes it's like so nice to be like, I literally can't do anything about this. It's actually like improved. It's like that logic has like improved me as like a person.
Interesting.
Like it's nice to once in a while just be the wind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember my first time eye to eye with a great white. It was also a really humbling moment.
Because it's huge.
The first time I saw a great white, I was on a kayak with my father, and we were looking for them because we found out that it's like their breeding season, so we knew that they were out.
You went looking for the great whites?
Yeah, we went looking for the great whites because I really wanted to see one in person. And my dad, and I was like, okay, Dad, I met this guy that has a drone. He's on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fly up all the way so he can see all the water. And great whites, if you use a drone like that, you can see them. Because it's like clear water, and then you see this big fucking black thing.
Right.
So you're like, boom, there it is.
Yeah.
So the drone would go all the way up, and we would see the drone. We're kayaking, and then we would see the drone come down somewhere. And that means that the drone is coming down on top of a great white shark.
And that's where you kayak too.
So now we're like, okay, there's the great white. And then the drone would be about 5 feet above the water, but it's tracking the great white now.
So you're following the drone.
Exactly. So it's like we're getting close to the drone, and like you get close to the drone, and you're like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
This is stupid, yeah.
Why are we doing this? And then it went back up, so he lost it.
Okay.
And we're like, but it like went back up over us. So we're like, where the fuck is the great white?
Yeah.
It went back up for about a minute, and then I remember we're sitting there. It's like quiet. There's not a ripple in the water. It's just like totally silent. Me and my dad are whispering. We're like, this is kind of fucking scary. And then all of a sudden, the drone, we just hear lower on top of us.
No shit.
And I like look down to my right, and it was like a jump scare, like dorsaling up, dorsal fin out of the water, and then did like a side, like if it's like this, it did like a side look at us, and you can see its black eye, the teeth, and just look at us.
How big you think?
That one was about 15 feet, so it was
huge,
like juvenile actually. So
but still
a
huge.
big animal,
yeah.
bigger than my kayak was a 9-footer.
Yeah,
so it was larger than the kayak. And I just remember looking at it, and it was just like the most like humbling moment I've ever had in my life. Like seriously, it totally changed my perspective on like the ocean.
Why? Because you were like, this thing could kill me in a second. There's nothing I could do.
Because as a guy, like as a human fucking being, like all we're doing every day is to try to make ourselves like stronger in any sense. Like that's all we're really doing. It's like we want to be financially stronger. We want to be mentally stronger. We want to be physically stronger. We want to be emotionally stronger. That's all we're doing is trying to become like a better version and stronger to be like the most powerful version of us we can be.
Yeah.
That's what we're all trying to do. And to see something that trumps all of that just by being it is like, whoa.
That is crazy.
It's like, so it's like that thing, like I'm doing all this every day to try to like keep up with myself. And then you see this one thing that's like, this thing could eat me and my dad in 2 seconds and everything would be over. So it's like, you see this thing and it's like,
and it wouldn't even be a memory for this thing.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's like, we're nothing to this thing. This thing does not care about what I did yesterday, what my greatest accomplishment is, what my father's done, our relationship, how bad it would be to lose each other. And like, this thing doesn't care.
Yeah.
So seeing that, I was just like, whoa. And then I was obsessed with it.
Damn.
So then,
would you say you have an addictive personality when it comes to these things?
Yeah. Okay. When it comes to like adrenaline and thrill.
Yeah.
Once I feel like a heart pound for something, I'm like, oh, I wanted that again.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay. What do we do here?
Finish your thought.
But yeah, so it's like crazy. And then I've seen them, like I said, a couple other times. The craziest one I've ever seen was I did a night dive at 2 a.m. We did 100 feet, pitch black, can't see anything. It's just darkness. It's total darkness. All you can see is where that spotlight is shining, like your spotlight. And it was a bioluminescence night. So anything that moves quick, the water's gonna glow blue.
Ooh, crazy.
So I remember
cool.
So I was on the night dive and I'm with my 4 friends and my light goes out. I dropped my light and when it hit the ocean floor, it turned off. So I lost my light. Light's
Okay.
totally gone. So now for the rest of the dive, I'm arm linked with somebody else that has a light.
Okay.
So I'm helpless. And then we saw a huge strip of glowing blue about 10 feet away from us. We shine our light up and it was just a massive great white shark.
Holy shit.
19 feet, I would say, 19, 20 feet. This was like a full-grown mama. And it was clearly wanted nothing to do with us. You're way safe for scuba diving. That's probably the safest way to experience a shark because they're scared of you. The thing was terrified. The second I like blew my little bubbles at it, it vanished. Because it's like, what the fuck is that? Why does it have bubbles coming out? What's these tanks it has? So
Yeah.
it's totally scared of you. It's never seen that before.
Yeah.
So that was like the freakiest one, but that's enough about my great white shark.
No, you're good, man. That was entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm glad Justin said something. I was getting lost in the story, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
loved it.
But yeah, the great white shark stories are crazy. I have so many, but we don't have that much time.
Well, we could do this again. We're going to do 2 more things. One, I'm just going to shout out some dates real quick.
Cool.
And then we're going to finish it up by playing a quick game.
Okay. And we'll do the wedding story next time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
yeah,
it's a
I
very
wanted to
good
come
story.
back to it, but I don't want to rush you on it.
No,
at
it's okay.
all.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do this again. And that's like a 20-minute story. That's
Amazing.
Like, people tell me it needs to be a script. It is crazy.
You should do that.
It has to do with cheating on a already proposed,
Scandalous.
leaving the wedding day. That's all.
Oh.
And fleeing to America and showing up at my father's house with no warning.
I
That's the trailer.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in. We're in for round 2.
Good.
But coming to Austin at the end of this month, I'll be headlining Creek and Cave January 25th and Roscoe's Comedy Club January 27th. Please buy tickets. I just buy tickets. Yeah, there's going to be a link here or somewhere, probably down here. Click on it, and just going to hang out, looking for barbecue recommendations and all the fun stuff you guys do in Austin. So buy tickets to that, and we love you. And we're going to finish this off by playing a quick game.
Great.
You ever played Heads Up?
I have played Heads Up.
Okay, we're going to do 1 round each.
Okay.
And
Are we doing the acting out one? Which one are we gonna do?
I don't know. Let's check the decks.
I love the act out one. I also like the impressions and voices one.
I'm gonna let you pick,
Okay.
and then we'll both do the same one.
Okay.
So go ahead and pick whatever deck you want to do.
Okay. Let's do. Okay. Here, I'll narrow it down to 2. You pick accents and impressions or act it out.
I like accents and impressions.
Fuck yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Let's make it offensive.
Oh, no. Get the fuck out of here. What did I do here? Sorry, guys. No. Okay, there we go. Accents. Oh, gosh. I'm ruining it. I'm blowing it. Guys.
That's okay. Do you want me to do it? Do you not know how to do it?
No, I know how to do it. I just hit the wrong thing, and now it's a disaster. I feel like my mother on a phone right now. Sorry.
Am I connected to the Wi-Fi?
Am I connected to the Wi-Fi? There's so many things. Where's it just...
Okay.
It's frozen. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Accents and impressions.
Done.
Okay. Perfect. Turn on. Okay. Oh, you see? I'm an 80-year-old. I'm 22 years old. I don't know how to use an iPhone. You know
There we go. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Okay. You got to hit allow.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is a disaster all the way around.
You might need to do the sideways hat for this. I would love.
Here we go.
Okay.
Play without instant replay.
Yep. Are we on?
On 4.
Great. Rolling. Get ready. I'm ready. I can do this. This is good. Okay. This is a tough start. This is a rough one.
Chinese.
Close.
Korean. Japanese.
Close. Yes.
Ah.
Jesus. Tough start. Oh, don't mess with, fucking barbecue and
Texas.
Yes. Thank you.
I love your
Welcome to, let's get to the pub.
Aussie.
Nice.
Australian.
Nice.
British?
I don't know how to fucking describe. I pass. It's Cockney. It's Cockney.
Oh, okay.
I don't know much
even
about
know what
Cockney.
that is.
Bad. These guys, they did some bad things in the back in the day. They did a whole thing. It was like a genocide.
Germans.
Yes, they were not good. Let's skip that. I don't even know what that is. Okay. I'm very tall, blonde, blue eyes.
Swedish.
Yes, that was great. Next, pass. Tickle me. He's red.
Elmo.
Yes.
That's an accent?
No, it wasn't an act. Well, I get. I don't know what Elmo does. Tickle me.
Japanese was great because you led with a bow, which I liked. So
Yes.
I knew it was one of the main 3 Asians.
Do you know how shocking that was for me to be like, let's do accents, and they're like Asian. I'm like, no.
What I like about all your accents is they're all kind of the same and none of them resemble the thing. You go, oh, it's a barbecue,
It's a
barbecue.
barbecue.
And then oh, we did some bad things.
I love doing voices in my
Sean
act.
Connery.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna do for that.
All right, your turn.
Okay, I'm really bad at this end of the game.
Okay.
But I feel like you might be. I feel like you're gonna be solid. Okay, here
We'll
we go.
see. I don't know.
You got this.
Mom, I'm big boned.
I don't know.
Skip.
Okay.
I'm from New York,
Hey.
but it's a neighborhood in New York.
Brooklyn.
The other one.
Manhattan. Queens. Bronx.
There you go. Junky, je vous
French.
yeah. Shaggy, what are we gonna do?
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. This one's hard. We need more cowbell.
This is Will Ferrell.
Yeah, but it's the guy who says the cowbell thing.
What's his name? I know his name.
He's also in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I know who it is, but I can't tell you. What's his name?
Christopher Walken.
Fucking hell. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Jamaican.
What's the deal with airline food?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Snooky.
Snooky.
We
Jersey Shore.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta eat a little more fruit.
Sometimes you need a little fucking lisp. I don't know.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, damn. Okay. We did good. I'm not too ashamed.
Not bad. Christopher Walken was the guy.
I knew who it was. I knew his face.
And the first one was Cartman.
Cartman. Oh, hey guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Hey, that was a great Cartman.
There we go.
All right, and we're going home too. This
are.
is Redheaded Stepchild.
Redheaded Stepchild.
See you next week.
See you next week. Well, not me, but bye.
Yeah.